the Recorder of Deeds office is very important. It's so important because the mortgage records are kept there, the warranty deeds are kept there, foreclosure records are kept there. Anything that has to do with real estate is kept in that office, and a plethora of other documents are kept there. And these documents should be readily available. For instance, there ought to be a chronology on real estate that follows a particular structure all the way from the time of construction of that property all the way up until now. Well, when you talk about the fee structure in the recorder's office, you're talking about two entities here. First of all, you're talking about the houses that were built 1700, 1800s, all up 1985. And attached to those particular structures, there could be a whole lot of documents, and you have to buy each one of these documents individually from the recorder's office. When you go in the basement, you got to purchase this thing individually. And the older houses, obviously, are going to cost you more money because you got so many documents that has to be bought. So a person goes down to buy those documents, he's out of a lot of money. Compared to a person who buys a house, say in 2003 to 2004, he's not going to have to pay that much money. So we have to create a system where there is parity. We don't want to use any more tax stamps because that took place in the 1700s, all of that. We have to get away from that. So we create a system that allows us to garner parity in this process. So what do? You have data streams, and that data is compiled, put on a disk, and scanned into a computer, and then the real estate people who use all of this information can come and they can purchase it, and they can move on with their business and sell houses or buy houses in the way they want. But anyway, they can do this stuff and acquire this information in such a way that they don't waste a lot of time. Simple as that. They make a lot of money. It becomes, to the county, it becomes a source of commerce. It becomes money for the county. That's why we have to create this parity between these two different structures. Well, we want to create a mission in that office where we can make information totally accessible to the general public, and we want to put it in such a form that they can secure that information expeditiously. Now, right now, the Recorder of Deeds office scans information onto a picture form. Let's use a picture for an example. And when they scan it, you look at your computer, you're going to see that scanned document in your computer, and it's just a document. But that information, if it was pulled out in such a way and put into the computer, it can be used very importantly for real estate people because, for instance, everybody who bought a house in my community, I could tell exactly what the down payment was, what the house cost, and then if you're a real estate person, you can get a general idea of what the whole area is like. And that can be used for real estate people who buying and selling houses. Matter of fact, it can even be used by the general public who want to purchase a house in that neighborhood. It becomes very important information. Well, right now there's problems with the office in terms of the way it looks, the way it functions. And I've heard complaints about the office not being a modern office. It does not have all the computers that it needs, and many of the people who work in these offices do not give it the kind of professional attention that it should get. That's what modernizes the office. Make sure you got all the modern equipment so it can be used expeditiously. That's what we're talking about, modernization of the office. We will continue to follow through on that until all of that is done. And the Cook County Recorder of Deeds office will be a pucker office. We will make sure that it is a #1 office in Cook County if we keep that office open. In spite of all the things that we have talked about concerning this Recorder of Deeds race, it boils down to 3 things: trust, integrity, and character. And over the years, I have exemplified all of that. I came to the west side of Chicago, worked in independent politics because the system, the daily machine, was adverse to the people. They overwhelmed the people. They sent out the inspectors to homeowners, caused them all kinds of problems, dragging them into court. And from 1983 up until 2007, I have worked in the Chicago City Council to make sure that I do everything I possibly could do to make the system better. I fought to get a smoking ban in the Chicago area so that we would not lose 8 people a day from secondhand smoke. It was a death that was preventable. Secondhand smoke killed 8 people a day. First of all, we fought this smoking in the city council annex, and we cut that out, and then we took on the smoking ban. And we created a smoking ban that allows people to go into a restaurant with families, grandmothers and grandfathers, and sit down with young children and have a meal without inhaling smoke. And we stopped people from smoking in public places because it was the right thing to do. And we went to the National League of Cities, and we fought for a passenger facility charge that bring millions of dollars into Chicago every year. Then I served in the United States Peace Corps in India because I wanted to do something to help people. And my record in public service has always been trying my best to work with people to make life better for people in the state of Illinois.